It is time for us to decentralize men from our lives and start to focus on
focusing on our own selves and our own self fulfillment.
Instead of spending our time seeking validation from men, we should actually spend our time focusing on what it is that makes us happy and what makes us feel satisfied in our own lives, what brings us pleasure in our own lives. If we don't prioritize our own well being, who will? Who will take the time to make us a priority? Instead of making men the epicenter of our lives, we need to focus on doing the things that will make our lives happier. And I will be the first to tell you that I love a good romance. I always tell my friends that I want to live a life of affairs. And I mean that in the most romantic sense. But at the same time, when you spend your time sitting there thinking about when he's going to call you back, when you spend your time sitting there thinking about, oh, I wonder if he's going to break no contact. Oh, should I break no contact? Oh, I wonder if I'm going to see him today. I wonder if he's ever going to text me back. All you're doing is wasting your own time that you could use to develop hobbies, time that you can use to make new friendships, time that you can use to do something that is going to transform your life. Wasting energy that you could use to make your life the life of your dreams. And when you actually take some time to understand that not only let's talk about what the facts are. The facts are that this is your life. You only have one life to live if we don't think of being reincarnated or any of the fun stuff. Like even if we don't think of like heaven and whatever, right? So we only have one life to live. And what other things do we know as fact? We know that the longest relationship that we have is the one that we have with ourselves. And if we really take the time to take a step back and focus on what it is that'll bring us happiness, what it is that will bring us joy, we really can create the life of our dreams. So I say it's time for us to redefine our priorities. It's time for us to shift everything that we have been told is true. It is time for us to stop focusing on men. It is time for us to decentralize men. It is time for us to start taking control of our own lives. Our relationships are not the only thing that will bring us happiness. And also another thing is when you actually spend time focusing on yourself and what you love and what you like and the hobbies and the things that bring you pleasure and joy, you actually end up attracting the type of people that not only value that, but the type of people who appreciate you and value you. Show people, when you value yourself and you value your time and you focus on the things that bring you happiness, you actually show people how to treat you. You attract the same type of people that are have a focus of bettering themselves, people that are focusing on their own personal development. You're not going to have time for all these, how can we be nice? What can we say that's nice? You're not going to have time for all these schmucks. It's the nicest word that I could think of. You're not going to have time for them. You're not going to have time for you're going to want to be around the type of people that appreciate you. Your standards are going to be raised so high that you're only going to accept great behavior from people. You are not going to accept the crappy behavior. You're not going to accept the behavior where you're sitting around waiting for him to text you, waiting for him to call you back. You're not going to accept that. When you treat yourself better, you're going to realize that you're raising your own standards of how you want to be treated, and people will rise to that because they will see that you are a person who values yourself. And it's just so important that we take the time to embrace our own individuality and our own authenticity. No one is like you. You are the only person that is like you. Taking the time to understand who you are, taking the time to accept your quirks, taking the time to really understand your values, really understand what it is that you want out of life, really taking that time to do that and then putting steps in, everything you want can happen. We just have to get ourselves out of our own way. And part of the way of doing that is decentralizing men, because it is the way we are keeping ourselves stuck and not focusing on our own self-pleasure and our own success and our own happiness. And yes, having a man in your life is great, but that should not be the only thing that brings you happiness. That should not be the only thing that brings you joy. Your relationship with yourself is the most important because, as I said before, it is the longest relationship you will have in your life. And I'm in no way saying do not celebrate the men in your life. I'm in no way saying do not value them. I'm in no way saying that they do not bring value. I'm in no way saying that they do not make you happy. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they could just out of nowhere poof disappear, and then what happens to you? You're sitting there waiting for them, crying, wondering when they're going to come back. No, you have to take charge. You have to make it to where you are happiness embodied. You are your highest self. You are in the best place. And everyone else, they just add to that. If he brings value to you, great. You're going to start noticing, like I mentioned, your value and your appreciation for people that bring value into your life. It's going to go a lot higher. You're not going to be attracting or accepting dusty behavior anymore. And we have all experienced dusty behavior. I can tell you that. So take the time, take the energy to invest in what type of life you want, what type of reality you want. Decentralize those who are keeping us down, because we're focusing on things that don't matter.